In this video, we are going to continue discussing word problems, specifically looking at fractions of a fraction. Let's take a look at an example of this type of problem. Mr. Ray had $400. He spent 2/5 of it on a vacuum cleaner and 1/4 of the remainder on a fan. How much money did he have left? Before, when we spoke about word problems, we mentioned that there were two types of models for word problems. The first type being a part-whole model, and the second type being a comparison model. We should know that anytime we see the word remainder, that means we are going to be doing a comparison problem, which means there will be more than one box. As always, before we start looking at the problem, we need to go ahead and draw one box. That's a good place to get started in case we're not sure where to get started. The first sentence tells us that Mr. Ray had $400, which lets us know that this entire box here represents the value of 400. He spent 2/5 of it on a vacuum cleaner. Means he spent 2/5 of the 400 on a vacuum cleaner. To show this, we will divide this up into 5 parts. 5 because that's the denominator of our fraction. And we are going to color in 2 of these parts to represent the vacuum cleaner that he purchased. Then it tells us that he spent 1/4 of the remainder on a fan. So if we look at our problem, the remainder is how much he did not spend, which is also represented by this space here. This is our remainder. He spent a piece of this remainder, and it happens to tell us it's 1/4 of this remainder. Now, if we start putting in 1/4, which is a completely different denominator and a different fraction than 2/5, we're going to run into a problem. So the way to solve this and to prevent this problem from occurring, we're simply going to put in a new box which represents those 3 units above the remainder. And this new box is going to be broken up into 4 pieces, one of which we will color in, and this one box represents the fan. The last sentence asks us how much money he had left. Well, the amount he had left is represented by these empty boxes here. So really what we are trying to say here is he started with $400, he went to the store and bought a vacuum cleaner. He had some amount of money left, we don't know what that money amount is, and then he used that amount of money to buy a fan. How much did he walk out of the store with? The way we would do this type of problem is by first starting with our number, and we only have one number here, so that's going to be 400. Now, I need to know how much money he has left after he purchased the vacuum cleaner. I can do this by finding out the value of each unit. There are 5 total units in that first box here. Each unit has a value of 80. That means that every single unit here is valued at 80. Now, if I know that each unit is valued at 80, and there are 3 units for the remainder, or the amount of money he still had after buying the vacuum cleaner, I can also say that 80 times those 3 units equals 240, which is the change he had after buying the vacuum cleaner. This 240 is the amount of money he started to spend on the fan and the amount he had left over. So to find out how much he had left, I need to do the same type of problem. Use that 240 and divide it by 4, since there are 4 units, to tell me how much each unit is. I'll find out that each unit is 60. Now this 60 represents each unit down here in this box here. Now, to find out how much is left, I need to take these 60, each unit, times 3, because there are 3 units represented by this blue space of how much is left. And when I multiply it, I get $180, which means that he had $180 left. And that is our answer. Thank you for watching.